presenting what is happening, what it is. Just wanted to I'm not sure what it is. Nevertheless, it was a few things that and recently I've been getting some really heavy interpretations of shit, unwanted shit. And that's why I say I can't be a teacher, because things are subject to many different interpretations in order to get the correct type of sequencing for whoever it is that is the observer, In certain things, I may see something be like, boom, go to some deep ass star system with this shit, right? Some unheard of galaxy type of motherfucking reasoning. And another person may see some shit that's even deeper and farther in the darkness of galaxies than I could have possibly seen, or vice versa, And what's necessary is the interpretation that which all gives, the cat, it sees in a different type of format, the lion, it has its own type of dynamics and resistance, to move out in its own naturality. And it coexists with forces and energies. It coexists with them. Now, I won't get into a lot of, premeditated and what do we? When they used to say, people used to ask me, they say, "Hey, what religion are you?" And I used to tell them, I do not submit to any organized religion. They just look at me like, organized religion? I said, no, I don't submit to those. And now I tell them religion is not necessary. For anything that's necessary. Nevertheless, it was actually a whole bunch of stuff, man, that I wanted to hit on. And it seems to not be very important at this minute. I'm about to start showing y'all some videos where I just have to snatch the camera up and shoot it out to you, because sometimes there is a key word, time. Let's ride with time real quick, then I'm through it. Time is a sequence of things, right? Okay. But where is time at? Time cannot be found, nor can it be proved. Okay? Only in a belief system do you believe time exists. Okay? Time is supposed to capture and calculate the mathematical rhythms of the universe, or so-called this universe. Really. And at that, it puts a limit to it. Yeah, because you say there's 24 hours in a day. That's limited. Nevertheless, check this out. Time did not exist. We know all calendars have a year and a start of that calendar. Correct? It has a start. Right? And if it started in somewhere, but not from the beginning, so-called beginning, because Genesis only means a beginning, not the beginning, because everything had a different beginning, like the beginning of certain people coming to America, or the beginning of certain people, anything in that mannerism. Nevertheless, time. How would you be? Where would you be if you knew that time didn't exist? Meaning, how would your mind work? Your mind is predicated on the matrix you create for it. So by them projecting a time and telling everybody you must work, and everybody desire to have great things, which is natural to want that which is natural, passion, desire, whatever. They can say what they want to about passion and desire. because their interpretations are correctly wrong. Wrong, uncorrected. All right? So therefore, I format my own programs. You understand? If I'm a part of the biocomputer, which I am, activated by, plugged into the source, which is above and below, within, not without. I can alter my own gene structure. But I must go through something in order to get to it. You can't start off there without going through certain things. That's why certain things, like the mystery schools, were invented. But since they're not here, actually they've always been here because it is the problems and the situations that you take yourself through. All right? Through, without time. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. You know this. The past is non-existent because you are constantly moving forward. Anything that has you to look backwards, like an ex-con, an ex-felon, and all this type of crap, and all that type of shit, and what you did yesterday, even your mind, what you did yesterday is behind you. It is somewhere there. It is moving forward. It is moving forward. If you're not moving forward, you're going backward. Now, check this out. They talk about this time once again. The only time, the only reason for time would be to box in or to create a program scheduled to facilitate someone else's creations. Okay? You want me to say that again? I'll say it in a different language. Someone created a program through movies, books, and religions and created a formatting, sequencing type of diagram or schematic. You know, resistors, transistors, transformers, LCDs, capacitors, all this type of stuff, churches, schools, resistors, groups, organizations, transformers, you know, mass, you know, consciousness, secret societies, all these different things in one matrix, a part of a system for control. You're making choices. You make a choice when you go into that shoe store and you think you made the best choice because you got the best ones and the most expensive ones. Why, how dumb. Nevertheless, the wisdom comes from not wearing shoes because you have spent $300 on something that disconnects you from the earth. All electronics must be plugged up, positive and negative. The house must be grounded. It ought to be grounded. Electrons, neutrons, and protons can't move unless the circuit is grounded. Your souls connect to the earth in order to be grounded with the energy that animates from the earth. Rubber insulates it and stops it. Not only that, how does minerals get to the tree? The tree is planted in the soil. It gets it from the soil. Look at the bark of the tree. Look at it again. Look at your skin, epidermis, the 9 layers. Look at them all. Look at the tree again. Look at the soles of your feet. Look at your soles again. The soul, as you walk in the dirt, is absorbing the minerals in the soil. You need your shoes off. Do not be ignorant and think you are doing something, paying so much money to disconnect yourself and to short out your own power and your own circuitry. But now it becomes their wizardry that you got on some Jordans that just bought the Wizards or a while back. Fact. Nevertheless, this time has you punching clocks, waking up at a certain time, believing in this time zone in order to get what it is you would like to bring home, so-called home. Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Home. Hold me. Hold me. hold me, home, hold me. Ponder. Nevertheless, time. Time is associated with grids, squares. Time is association with a recreation or recreating only a circle of time. You know, with no change. And if you continue to making no change in the body and the mind will not make any changes with his thoughts, with his reasoning. And one time, listen, Bruce Lee has stated, right? He said, running water never grows stale. It never grows stale. So, you are how much water? 75? Okay. If you ain't using your so-called chi like this and stirring the water, isn't your water getting stale, looking like an old dried up ass pond with duckweed all over the top of it? You know what I mean? Mosquitoes and shit all in it. Contemplate, ponder. Running water never grows stale. So anything that puts you in a sequence of continued events, think about it. Ponder. Tell yourself. Keep it moving, we say. Keep it moving. Well, you know, time is impossible. It's no such thing. But it exists only to those who regulate it. And if you regulate it, you will be caught up in it. And the ramifications will, you will become the subject of it. Growing old. What is that? To a tree. But strengthen all of its reality and glory. Okay. Nevertheless, time only makes sense when you have a structured system generating power to utilize in a manner and a method in which he who controls the information and education and stuff like that and occupations and all these departments of the government, he controls it. So you work for his benefit and his benefit only in all sectors, whether known or unknown. So therefore, many will not reject the truth when it is shown to them. Many of them won't, but many of them will reject the correct response. You know, they'll say, we can change this, we need to get out in front of this. Understood, but understand rather, and understand. In what manner is such a thing to be done? Can it be done? Why should it be done? You know, who will adhere to something that totally alters one's thought patterns, manifestations, and creations? What's happening? Oh, making a video. So who will quickly accept to reconstruct his thought, reconstruct his feelings, or throw away his feelings, reconstruct the mannerism in which he uses to operate on the basis of something he really doesn't feel, you know? So, thyself is the only one that matters, because everyone else is doing exactly what they choose to do for self, whether known or unknown, shown or not shown, you know? So therefore, if you keep getting things that nag at you and you're not utilizing time, you're not going to utilize time. I'm talking about someone who does not work. And with any abilities or whatever causes that to happen to you, right? then and you utilizing it and been working on thyself to understand certain things, then that will be beneficial to you. And my advice would be continue. It will lead you somewhere away from that which is not existing in what you see for you, your future self. Let me take that back. There is no future. There is only now. Time does not exist. Future never comes. Tomorrow never comes. It is now. Past is not there. These are changed. Time, past, future is all changed. Keeping your mind before you. Or keeping someone's agenda before you. You can do that now. Because you're going to always do it at that moment in time now. No difference. I have much more